to the closing event of the National Book Festival.
It's wild. It's wild.
My name is Emily Kwong. I am the host of Shortwave, which is NPR's science podcast. And, oh, thank you, oh my gosh. And obviously, you know who this is. Rebecca Yarros, esteemed writer of this series and many other books. How many of you have read Fourth Wing, just by a show of hands?
Good, because there'll probably be spoilers, and if you haven't, man, I can't.
If you haven't, you might as well leave the
earmuffs.
room. This is not the space to be in. No, we made a pact. We were told by her team not to unleash too many spoilers for those of you who hadn't read it, but maybe we'll drop a little bit of morsels. I want to just say one.
It's hard not to at this point.
Yeah, it's true. It's been a year. So one thing I will say is I asked for 5 more minutes of time for Q&A. So we're going to give you. I did it for you. You're gonna ask way better questions than me. So you're gonna have 20 minutes of Q&A, and the microphones are right there. You can just filter in. Just come to me with my violet fit and Rebecca, and we'll do our best. But we're just gonna have a little bit of a conversation right now.
Yeah, let's roll.
Okay, great. So this book, I mean, it's hard to even quantify its success. It's spent 67 consecutive weeks on the New York Times hardcover fiction bestseller list.
That's wild.
It has been sold in 30 languages. It has been optioned for a TV series from Amazon MGM Studios. And I learned this, you are the first romance writer to have a main stage event at this festival in the history of the festival. Yeah.
Dude, go romance.
Here, well, oh my gosh, it's like.
That's amazing.
It's like, we're having like a Barnes and Noble moment. Yeah, there have been romance writers, but there's never been a main character moment for a romance writer until tonight. Yes.
That's because of you guys. So
I wanted to ask you, romance and fantasy as a genre, romantasy, equal parts, both important, fantasy and romance together. What does the breakout success of not only your book, but romantasy as a genre in this moment tell you about what people need in the world?
I don't know. You guys want to tell me? Like, what is it? Like, what are we loving? I get asked. There's an echo. So I get asked a lot, like, why I think it's successful, and then like, I don't know. People like dragons. I think it's escapism, but also romance has always been wildly popular, right? I think it's usually written by women. It's usually written geared toward women. We propel a lot of publishing, right? So I don't know. You guys would have to answer that for me. I really think it has to do with escapism and just a popularity of romance.
Yeah. Your first love was actually fantasy.
Yeah.
So paint me a picture, like young Rebecca, where were you growing up?
Everywhere.
What were you reading? And how did you feel when you were reading that first fantasy author?
So I grew up, everywhere, because we were a military family. So, base to base and post to post. Yep. And my parents never censored what I wrote, or what I read, sorry.
They were like, interesting.
It was more like, Mom, what are you reading? Where are your books? And at 12 years old and 11 years old, I'm like, hey, what's up, Jude Devereaux and Catherine Coulter? So when we moved back to Colorado, my aunt had this basement just full of books, and she would always put books in my hand, and she handed me my very first Mercedes Lackey book.
Mercedes
Lackey.
Also, can you hear her? Is the echo a
guys
problem?
got it?
Can you all hear her at the back?
I don't want to shout at you.
I'm a sound person. I work for NPR. This is very important to me that you all can hear, because you all waited in line. Thank you so much. Okay. Mercedes Lackey.
The fact that you guys wait in line just stuns me.
Yeah.
Really, it does.
Yeah.
Thank you. I can't believe that. So Mercedes Lackey, she handed me the Heralds of Valdemar series, and I tore through it. And after that, it was, Anne McCaffrey, and it was Marion Zimmer Bradley, and I just really loved fantasy. It was the ability to not be in my world. I would pick up that book, I would open the page, and I would disappear to wherever that was. And the longer the series, the better, because I was somewhere else. And I loved Talia as a heroine because she was smaller. She was more of an underdog kind of vibes, and I just really loved fantasy. But I also love romance. Why? Because I love happy endings, and because I fell in love with my husband at 19, and I feel like you get to fall in love over and over and over again and get those emotions when you read romance, because he's the only guy I'm gonna fall
It's
in
true.
love with,
Your
right?
brain doesn't know the difference.
Right.
Picks up the good chemicals.
There you go. I'm like,
the
look at
dopamine,
me.
the oxytocin.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you blend the two, it's like this perfect amalgamation, right? At least for my brain. That's what I love. I love that you guys love it too. It makes me very happy. Thank you.
I think can I confess something?
Totally.
I had never read a dragon novel until yours.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of felt like dragons weren't for me.
No, really?
Yeah, like I needed to be a man in order to, no, I'm serious.
really?
Most fantasy with dragons was written by men. I looked this up.
Yeah.
And I found it when I was like, a dragon book set in a war college. If you haven't read it, it's set in a war college.
If that's the worst spoiler you get?
And these students are embroiled in a 400-year war. They are training. It features Violet Soaringale. She is this badass, falls in love, rides dragons, takes no shit. But I was like, dragons? When you sat down to write your dragon fantasy novel, what tropes were you most excited to destroy?
Dude,
That hadn't been touched in fantasy.
So, one, tropes, I always feel like tropes get a bad name because tropes are really just a description of what's there. I
Yeah.
don't think it's really things you're going for. I wanted to write an enemies to lovers because I had written right? Because I'd written like 20 contemporary books at this point.
Yeah.
And I always feel like enemies to lover in a contemporary setting, unless you're doing like a mafia romance or something, like you're really just having a dispute over the copier. Like, it's not, like,
You're
it
like,
is-
where's the stakes?
It is, yes, like you can settle that with like a therapist and a cup of coffee.
True.
So
much enemies to lovers is just miscommunication and
Yes.
semantics.
Yes.
It's like if you had just had a different word choice, we could have
Correct.
never
Correct.
would have had a plot.
Dude, you
Yeah.
killed, like, my mother killed your dad, you killed my brother.
the
Like,
thing.
we're at it. We're at like Romeo and Juliet, Capulet
Yeah, that's
levels.
true. Wow.
So I wanted to do enemies to lovers, but I also love a good forced proximity. Like a good, you have to, yeah.
Like, oh no, there's one bed?
Well, I mean, always, okay? There is always one bed. Like, let's just get that right. And then I'm gonna tell you when we get to that moment and we're like, guess what? There's one bed. Like, if there's a moment you're like, yeah, there is. But,
Housing's expensive, okay? Sometimes
you
you can
know.
afford a one bedroom, so.
But in that moment, one bed is, one good.
Yeah.
But I decided that, when I looked at the dragons, I wanted the forced proximity to be between the dragons. So
Right.
the mating, like that mated bond is between the dragons and not the
people.
humans. Yes, because they can't stand each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there any trope you were like, I really want to maintain this? Because this is the thing I love about fantasy. I'm not going to let anyone take it from me. I'm going to write this high fantasy element that I love from other books I've read in my past into my.
No, there wasn't anything that I looked at another book and was like, I want this in my book. There wasn't anything that I was going to die on trope-wise. It was mostly that I really wanted to talk about the elements of revisionist history, and that was the one thing I stuck on. I was like, this will be in this book. That was my biggest, like, this has to be in this book. And of course, I wanted a heroine with EDS.
Yeah.
So that was zebras. So that was really it. Other than that, I just had fun with it. Like I wrote it in like 2.5 months, and I know, right? It just like fell out of me. I had a really good time with it.
How many of you, did you know that? She wrote that in 2.5 months?
No? Yeah?
Okay.
Some people? So I'm like,
So,
yes,
like,
we watched.
How are you?
Yeah. I'm tired. I'm really tired. I'll probably take a break. Like Onyx Storm is in edits, and then I probably won't write for a while. Don't get scared. It's gonna be fine. Okay? But when you have chronic illness and you don't respect the limits of your body, there will come a time where your body will make you respect it. And I am at that level. So after Onyx Storm is turned in, I will sleep for a long time.
The books come from your mind. So
Yes.
we want that mind to be rested
Yeah.
and well.
Yeah, I'm not brain foggy.
You were telling me backstage that you're really into Chapel Roan right now for more than her
Which is pretty great, right?
for more than her music.
Yeah.
It's also kind of how open she's been that this ascension to fame has had a real toll on her
Yeah.
physically, and I think writing is just as physical as many other activities. You're not just sitting at a desk. I mean, you are.
Your brain's going, and you're
Exactly.
here. So the fact that I'm here and I'm not, like, at home in bed or things like that, it's a physical aspect. I just respect the fact that I think what I have felt over like a lot of the last year, she's openly saying, and I've never felt strong enough to go out there and openly say it. Like, hey, creatives need space to be creatives and things like that. And I think watching her is very inspiring with how she's handling it, because, oh Lord, she's gone from like just, whew. Do you like my sound effect? I can do it again. Okay? But she's inspirational in the fact that she's not scared to speak her mind to the consequences of it.
Do you feel like you're at a place where you can speak openly about the consequences of meeting these demands of the publishing industry, the demands of your wonderful fans, who nonetheless, in this age of social media, I think really want more content?
It depends. It depends on when you get me. Like, am I on a day where I'm like today and I got like 11 hours of sleep, hey? Or are you getting me on a day where it's 4 hours of sleep and I'm on a deadline and I'm like, hey, this is impossible? It depends. I think I've spoken a lot with the fact that the ascent has been difficult on my kids. And this is probably, it got said in Australia, so I'll say it now, like, we had to move. Like, people found our address and scared my kids. And so we had, it's okay, my new house is gorgeous and I'm gonna make a 2-story library, okay? It's gonna, you know what I mean? We're gonna get the lemonade out of that. But it's been the kind of year that I didn't expect any of this at all. I had been writing for a certain amount of time. I had what I thought was my sense of normal.
Yeah.
And then Fourth Wing happened.
Yeah.
And I wasn't prepared for it on any level whatsoever. And so I feel like I'm just now kind of getting my feet to where they might be under me, and I can kind of take a look around. Because a lot of the last year I don't remember. And things like being on Good Morning America, I don't remember.
You were disassociating.
Yeah, well, it was more like because you're in fight or flight, like I have such like my anxiety that I can remember things like sitting down in the chair, and I can remember looking up from the interview and thinking, where's my sister? Because they'd brought my sister had been with me. And so certain things like that, I'm hoping that over the next year I can kind of get my feet underneath me to where I can remember things that happen and kind of more enjoy it and less fear it.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I love you guys a lot. It's just, it happened really fast, you know?
You and I both love history.
Yeah.
And I found that we discovered backstage that your favorite line in the book is also my favorite line
that's
in
crazy, 'cause
the
no
book.
one
It's not
else-
one of the smutty lines, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I mean, those are good too. Just,
My parents might be what? No, I'm joking.
Oh, dude, my
Okay,
parents are
it's,
like, oh, God, I got it.
It only takes one desperate generation to change history.
Yep.
Even erase it.
Yep.
One generation to change the text, one generation to choose to teach the text, the next grows and the lie becomes history. How did history inspire this story?
So I got really mad at certain changes to academic texts in our country that were taking slavery out of our textbooks and our history and the things that we don't like about ourselves. And I got mad. So yeah, I wanted to kind of take a look at that and what happens when you take the ugly parts of ourselves that we don't like out of history and you don't allow the next generation to learn from that and correct that mistake and take accountability for it. It made me really mad. I know that's an ungraceful way to say it, but that was pretty much it. And as a student of history,
The censorship of history.
Yes, the censorship of history. I always look at history like it's a collection of stories, just stories that impact other stories. And if this story can't happen, if this story hasn't already happened, but if you take this story out, how did we get here, and where do we go forward from that without this context of history? And Fourth Wing is based on that general idea of if you don't have your own history, your accurate history, you have no idea how you are affecting the world around you, let alone your own citizens. And the next question of it is, would you willingly give up your sword to be someone else's shield? Right? Because everyone says they would until you ask like Lilith Sorrengail. And then she says, what would you do to protect your kids? Mm-hmm. So if you have a shield and someone else needs it as a sword, do you give it up to them or do you protect your children? And there's no right answer. But that's,
Yeah.
just took that energy level way down. Sorry about that.
I think that violence creates impossible choices.
Yeah.
And you write about violence unabashedly in
I
your
do.
book.
Sorry.
And I'm not talking about, so Violet, she is, I can't swear. Oh man.
They did warn me. I'm on my best behavior.
Yeah. We're both trying to like censor the F-bomb inside that lives deep inside of us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Library of Congress. We're so grateful to be here.
My parents are super excited. They're like, look, she's not swearing.
Yeah. I'm not just talking about violent.
The tongue twister.
Sparring on the mat. I'm talking
Yeah.
about the fact that your book is about a 400-year war.
Yeah.
It is about the erasure of history and culture to control the narrative of war. How, given that war and events of the kind described in your book are happening all over the world, they have shaped countries and cultures, how do you approach writing about war on the page?
I think I've never been to war, but my husband has many times, and I live with the consequences of that, and I've seen what it has done to him. We've buried our friends, and I'm very personally affected by the actions that happen in war. And I think I like to examine it because I would like everyone to question it. After being a milspouse for 22 years, okay, there you go, right? It got to a point where I'm like, can you explain to me why I constantly have to worry about a doorbell? Right? What is it about us?
A doorbell ring?
Yes, a doorbell ring.
Saying he's not coming home.
Correct. And my husband has been seriously wounded in combat before, and we nearly lost him. So I like to examine it as to why do we do this to each other? Why? And people will be like, why are you putting 20-year-old kids on a parapet? And I'm like, why do we put 18-year-olds in the military? Why do we have these wars between kingdoms? I don't know. Why do we have these wars between kingdoms? And I think a lot of it has also been me deconstructing how I feel about it from that first deployment to how I felt when he got out and watching the steady progression of PTSD and what we do to each other.
Yeah. You wrote the same year that he was set to retire.
Yeah.
The Army offered him a bonus
Yep.
of $105,000
Yes.
to go deploy for 3 more years.
Yes, that was the first time I got canceled on the internet. Super fun.
Because Rebecca wrote an open letter to the Army
I did.
on her blog saying essentially, no, we will not take this payment for 3 more years of combat. You said, in a lifetime of war, this man deserves peace. What just happened?
I'm like, I don't know what that says. I haven't read it in years. I'm like,
I'm sorry.
it's okay.
That I am reminding you of this moment, but I think it amazed me that you kind of, even then, were starting to question the premise of endless wars.
Yes.
And I know that moment was really hard because you got a lot of criticism for it. How do you look at it now? Because you are still yet on a journey of trying to understand.
Oh man, dude, if I had if I had $1 for every time someone said something negative about me on the internet at this point, I would just, it would be fun. So the way I look at it now, are you talking about militarily or I don't know. I feel he's been out now for, 5 years, I want to say. I think almost 5 years. And anyone who leaves the military will tell you it's something really hard to leave behind. It's a structure, it's a brotherhood, it's a camaraderie, and a sisterhood. It's really hard to leave behind. And I feel like I'm still looking at it and I'm still examining it. But the blog was, it was taken so out of context. We had 2 kids. Who in here has EDS? Hello, zebras. So Jason's fifth deployment, I've got a kid who dislocates his thumb catching a soccer ball. Okay? Or no, that's not first. First, I have a kid who breaks his ankle falling up the stairs. Like, his leg kept going, his foot stayed behind. Right? And my husband is deployed yet again. And 3 or 4 days later, I pick another kid up from soccer practice, and he has dislocated his thumb and broken part of his wrist from catching a soccer ball and is now in a cast. And my husband calls me as we're pulling out of the ER and says, hey, I got this offer for this bonus and yada, 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 yada. And I'm like, legit, you send that paperwork, you will be sending divorce papers. And it was said in that connotation, and he laughed, and I laughed. And then we had a genuine conversation about what that money would mean to our family, which is life-changing. And all I could think was, but what is the point of life-changing money if he's not alive? And so I wrote the blog to say, I love my husband more than I love the idea of life-changing money. And what got taken out of it was, if you sign those papers, you will sign divorce papers as well. And I was like, dude, really? Really? But that was my first experience with what happens when anything you say can be twisted into a narrative that people want to believe.
You're so much like your character. I
Ooh.
mean, in that,
I don't poison people, you are all safe.
I mean, it reminds me of Violet and Xaden's whole deal where she's like, not on your terms, on my terms, right? Yeah. And I feel like Violet is this way for you to explore all these things that can be difficult to say in life, but you can say them through her. And that's just beautiful.
It's fun. I do that a lot with books. I think I have a good time exploring what's going on in my life or how I'm feeling, and it tends to come out in the books. I don't mean it to. So like you read the last letter, I'm so sorry. But it's just kind of, I think whatever I want to have a discussion about or whatever I'm feeling or dealing with sinks into the books.
Yeah. The last thing I just want to ask you before we open it up to Q&A, if you want to start lining up, now might be the time.
Everyone be nice. Everyone be nice. If you push, I won't answer your question. I'm watching. I have 6 kids. My goodness, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
How do we do this? Should we just?
All right. Ask and we'll go. Let's get
Ask and we'll go.
Yeah.
I have not been this moved by a sisterdom since where one sister has a lock of silver hair since Anna and Elsa in Frozen. And my sister is actually here. She's a volunteer for the festival with the Junior League. Give it up for the Junior League who managed this whole event.
She's right in front of you.
Oh, hi.
She's like, see me.
Oh, that's
see
my
me.
sister. Hi. And I feel like, there's so much of chosen family is so important. But transforming your relationship with your biological family can be equally difficult. Yeah. And I wonder if, one, is Kate the inspiration for Mira?
No.
Oh, okay.
I would never do that to her. I also would never answer to my mother.
And 2...
Dude, I'm not doing that. No, are you kidding me? My mom would be like, you made her say this? No, absolutely not.
And 2, can you give us any hint as to what family dynamics you hope to explore with the Sorrengail clan now that they have gone through so much together? And this idea that Violet is a way for you to explore things in your own life, what do you hope for them as a siblinghood?
I think I love the Sorrengail siblings. Like, spoiler alert, there's more, if you haven't, God, this is so like, no, not like that. I mean, if you haven't read Fourth Wing, everyone settle. My goodness. My goodness.
Your life is wild.
I know, it's fine. So it's all good. So I love, my relationship with my sister is I think they're about 6 years apart as she's ruffling through her purse down here. You can't find your phone? Oh. Do you want me to call it? No, you have mine. Just call it from my
I recognize the older sibling panic. That's me. And the younger sibling's like, it's fine, it's fine.
So my sister's fiercely protective like Mira and things like that, but I never bring real people into my books, ever. I don't ever want to look at someone and say, that is based on you, that is based on you. I never do that, and I hold to that. I do love that they have this very complicated family dynamics. I think all families are complicated. Yeah. And I think that I love seeing how Mira handles other sibling. Who in here has read Iron Flame?
Are you talking about Brennan?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
I'm like, just so that moment, I knew, there's certain scenes when you're going into, and I was like, dude, she's gonna punch the shit. She's just, because I knew that would be Mira's personality. So I do love watching them forge this relationship, but I also love the differences between them. They are very different, and I enjoy complicated family dynamics. I have 6 kids, so I watch their dynamics all the time, and I'm like, who's closer this year, who's closer that year, who's, how are they relating this year, how are they relating that year, and I think a lot of that'll bleed in.
Good way to avoid spoilers. You did very good just navigating around that. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
By the way, there's a Brennan.
All right, are you ready for
Yeah,
Q&A?
totally. Let's roll.
Okay, I'm going to start with you, and then we'll just switch back and forth. Does that seem fair? Okay.
Yeah. All right. Hi, Rebecca. I'm a little nervous, so I wrote down my question.
Don't be. What's your name?
I'm Shanna,
Hi,
and
Shanna.
I'm also a milspouse, so thank you for your honesty about the experience. There's a whole lot.
Everyone feels a little differently about it. I respect all opinions.
Thank you. So after finishing Iron Flame, I'm sure I'm not the only person in this room who went down a deep, dark spiral into the fan art. There's some really interesting and detailed artists out there.
Talented too, right?
And very talented, no, incredibly. So I'm wondering, what's your relationship to fan art, and has seeing fan art ever changed the way that you visualize any of your characters?
So no, the characters appear how they are to me from day one. So like I can see them sitting, I can't see them actually sitting in front of me, no one call anyone. But like, if they were sitting here, they are exactly who they were to me the day I saw them, the day they walked into my head and then walked onto the page. I set that description and that's it, that's who they are. Fan art, holy crap, are you guys talented? Like, my goodness. But I also avoid myself at all costs. So typically, like, I might stumble onto something and see it, but for the most part, I don't seek it out. I try to, like, I avoid myself, let's put it that way. But I do think, good God, are they talented? Yeah.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
Hi. Thank you so much for providing a main character with a physical difference. Do you have any thoughts about having more characters with disabilities or differences to make it more a normal mainstream thing, and maybe even accommodations that the able-bodied characters have to make in order to be more inclusive?
So the decision, I went to my publisher and said I really would like my heroine to have EDS. And we had to have a very in-depth discussion about me not feeling like I'm a monolith or I can represent all of EDS. I have it, all 4 of my sons have it. So I've seen a lot of different ways that it has affected us, and we kind of put it into there. I am always looking for ways to make the books more inclusive while being realistic. So when you're set in a military setting, it's very much, how can we be inclusive, but how do we not put people in danger who can't be in danger? So how are you inclusive without being illogical and actually be like tipping into harm? But I'm constantly looking for ways to make it more inclusive.
Thank you so much. And speaking of inclusive, it's so hard, getting ADA stuff together. This lady over here actually has EDS, and we weren't able to stand in line long enough.
Yeah.
So just her book, but I'd love for you to sign it later.
We'll get to. Oh, we're going. Sorry. ADHD. Pop, pop, pop.
No, I got you.
Hi.
Thank you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So I'm in a group of 8, and there's like one of us have to ask the questions.
All right.
Do it!
And they pointed to you?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, let's go.
You were nominated in your squad.
I know, right? So first I have 2 thank yous, and I have my question. My first thank you is I'm an educator of 7 years, and thank you for not just making the educators villains. I'm sick of that.
Woo!
All bad people. We love our students. Second is thank you for making such a diverse cast of POC characters. Because a lot of people, if you read fantasy, we're either dead, background character, or we're only there to push the main character up. And I love when Rhiannon I can't say that, when she just tosses the violin and says, shut up. No, we're not doing that. I love it so much.
I think she's the best, honestly, I think she's the best of their year. Like Rhi, I really think she is. I think she has that balance of that intelligence and that drive and that just like, she has her, like, I can't swear. She has her stuff together.
Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense. Like, she's got her stuff together, and her priorities on her family and on her friends and on her mission at the same time. Like, she's able to achieve this balance that Violet has yet to.
True.
Put it that way. What was your question? Sorry,
So my
as I just
question
forgot.
is, no, that's cool. I love when you talk. You might slip about Onyx Storm. Who knows? But my question is, I'm sorry. Foreshadowing. You're like the queen of foreshadowing. If you've read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The queen of foreshadowing, like, how do you do it? Do you have like a bulletin board, cue cards, like your editor's like, oh, remember you want to like sprinkle something from Onyx Storm in there?
No, so usually, like, I plot like a mad woman, okay? Like, I sit down, I imagine all the scenes that I have in that book that are in my head, and I write them all down on index cards, and then I transfer them to color-coded Post-it notes, so I can see where my action is, where my plot is, where my Easter eggs are, where my romance is, on my like 3-act structure. So when I step back, I can see where my holes are. Where am I lacking action? Where is it going to be slow? Where am I missing this romance? Like, am I evenly coded? Does that make sense? And then sometimes I lay Easter eggs out thinking about it, and then I'm like, oh, dude, you set that up, and that one, like, look at you go.
Genius.
Yeah, like sometimes I am just winging it, like winging it. And then sometimes I'm like, nah, this is going to come up. So it depends on when you catch me. But a lot of the times, like right now, as I'm finishing edits for Onyx Storm, I'm looking at books 4 and 5. And I'm kind of like, where are those scenes? And is there anything I needed to have put in here? But it's also a balance of like, how many strings do you put on there? And like, which ones do you pull? Because eventually, dude, it's a lot of strings, right? But thank you. Thank you for saying such nice things. Like sometimes it happens by accident.
Well, thank you for coming to DC. People don't stop by here as much.
I've been here 4
I know.
times this year, man. 4 times, guys, 4 times. 4 times.
And you were telling me backstage you have ADHD.
Yeah.
My husband has
Sorry.
ADHD, and it's like this incredible ability to just see like 3 plot points further. So if you have ADHD, like your brains are all so powerful. I
really
love, yeah.
See that dog?
All right. We have, over here, yes.
Hi there, I'm deaf. I am a fluent signer. Hi. And I really saw myself in your book and Justinia specifically.
Justinia, I
so I'm
love
curious
her.
what
Thank you.
inspired you to include a deaf character in your book.
So I wanted to be as inclusive as possible while maintaining, of course, the safety of that character, which is why naturally the Scribes Quadrant is the safest place for that character. My agent's assistant is deaf, and so I'm always aware of her opinion, and I asked her to read it to make sure that, you know, we were doing the best we can, but it seemed like the most logical next point of inclusivity.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
I see that
Can you say
dog.
the name of you and your beautiful dog?
Yes, hi, my name is Sue Ellen. This
Hi,
is
Sue
my
Ellen.
service dog, Alani.
Hello, Alani.
Hi, Alani.
We are so excited to be here. Like, the fact
Dude.
that you're, like, looking at me, like, we're making eye contact, I'm like, I'm like,
Guys, I'm just me, man. I'm just me.
bro, I can't wait to tell my mom about this. She's never gonna believe it. Because she has heard, look, listen, like, I like, go into deep dives with, again, ADHD. Like, I go into, like, that mastermind mode, and I'm like, let me see exactly like what this line means and like focus on it. Anyways, besides the point, I really want to know what that experience was like for you. As somebody who has to advocate for herself clearly on the daily, what was it like to experience putting those things into your books and then seeing how much love and compassion and empathy that you received? Because I know when I see it to day-to-day basis, it's like my heart like beats out of my chest. I'm like, oh my God, I have so much love for you. You don't even understand. But I can't even imagine on that magnitude of how moving it could be.
So first I was terrified. I was terrified that I would do it wrong and that I would immediately be called out for doing it wrong, you know, as one should. But I was terrified. And then all I could think was, well, this is my lived experience. I had just been diagnosed. I'm late to diagnosis. I spent 2 years when, you know, my first POTS flares were hitting and vestibular migraines where I thought I was gonna die. Yeah. And so like, actually, like, please, you know, autopsy my body kind of things. So writing Fourth Wing was very cathartic to me because I was still discovering what my limits are and what accommodations I would need and what accommodations my sons need. And we were going through a period where my son had just had a titanium bar put in his chest for, you know, for pectus and things like that. And I was writing these accommodations and seeing how the world looks at it. And then the book came out. And it caught me off guard that people with chronic illness spotted it. And they spotted it so fast. And some able-bodied people did not. It was very much, she's too weak to survive. She shouldn't have survived this. And all I could think was, yes.
There's that ableism.
It's just real life,
Yes.
right? So hearing people come up and say, it's amazing to see ourselves represented is the highest compliment I could ever give because I never saw anybody like us in fantasy, period. And it's mind-blowing and it's extremely humbling. And I think it's really, it's just really beautiful to see everyone come out and be like, hey, this is awesome. And it's humbling. That's the best word I've got for it. It's just, it's mind-blowing. It's surreal.
Thank you so much.
I love your dog.
Thank you, I love her too.
I'm
She's the
sorry.
best.
I'm like,
Thank you so much.
hi.
Hi, Rebecca. I was wondering if you were a writer in Fourth Wing, what would your signet or signets be?
I asked her this, and she had quite an answer.
So I would, because it's based on like unique chemistry between you and your dragon and how powerful your dragon is, right? So I would have to assume I've got Taryn. And because if I'm crossing that parapet, yeah, that's the only person I'm climbing gauntlet for. And I would want to do something that you guys haven't seen yet. It's called distance wielding. I would want to be able to, you know, cross time and space to be somewhere because I've got a kid in New York and a kid in LA. And man, there are times that they're going through something and I just want to be able to take that single step and be there for whatever they need or get to be able to see them. So that would be mine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
I was just telling her I'm really nervous.
No, don't be.
You
It's
all are
okay.
doing great.
Dude, I'm up here like just
It's
going
not
everywhere.
you,
You're fine.
It's them.
It's just us. It's just us. It's just
Yeah.
you two.
No pressure.
I've been wanting to tell you for forever that when I finished the second book, I just cried for so long. I felt so connected, and oh my God, it broke my heart. You broke my heart.
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not, but I am. But like, if you made it through Fourth Wing, like, I think I said this in Australia. Like, dude, the first book, I get it if I take you off guard. The second book, it's like consent. Like, you know what you're getting. But I'm also sorry. But yes.
So my question is, because this book's gotten so popular, you know, there's whole podcasts that are based on it, and there's all kinds of fan theories and everything. Have you ever seen a fan theory that's come up that you've been like, how did you guys know about that?
Oh. So I avoid myself at all costs. And if I see a podcast, I turn it off. I skip right by it. I don't listen. I don't look at fan theories. I mean, sometimes one will come because someone will directly say it to me or something like that. But if like I open an email and it mentions fan theory, I close it. I don't, because I don't ever want it to influence my writing. So far, there are certain things like I don't think anyone's caught on to a few things that at least that I've seen. God, how vague can I be?
Such as?
Like, how vague can I? Oh, no.
Would you care to elaborate?
No. But I will say the one fan theory, someone was like, dude, Xaden was in love with Violet like forever. And I'm like, dude, Brendan's last memories of her are at like what age? And you think grown men should be falling in love with like little bitty teenagers? No, we don't do that around here.
Yeah.
So I think that was probably the only one. But I avoid them at all costs. So I'm sorry. I feel like I can't give you satisfying answers. Hi.
Yes, hi.
Hello, I'm Dima. I know you spoke a lot about war, and
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. I'm an Iraqi American who immigrated to the United States shortly before the U.S. invasion of Iraq. So the reason I've loved these books so much is because they make readers root for resistance of marginalized communities against their oppressors in war. So I wanted to ask, when writing about those types of themes and characters like Xaden, do the parallels in the world or in society inspire your writing?
I think I look at it, especially, gosh, when you have a 20-year war that not really sure how you get there and why you get there and how that happens, that definitely leaks in. And I think because I had to ask myself, like, why is he there? Why are we there? What have we accomplished? Where's those accomplished goals? Like, you don't defeat an ideology, you just can't. So it's not do you know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
gosh, we lose so many
You're
people.
preaching to the choir.
Yes, exactly. So yes, they bleed in to what I think about and how I look at it, and they also can adjust my own views. So as I write, I start to look at things differently because I have to put myself in that situation. So it's both. I'm both inspired by and forced to microphone, and forced to look at my own opinions of it and how that should change or how that should not. Make sense?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And it also resonates with all of us because we do all love dragons.
Yes.
It's the dragons, man. Oh, we're over here. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm such a fan. My name is Kimberly. I
Kimberly.
teach high school in Washington, D.C.
Thank you.
Been doing this for 22 years.
Thank you.
I teach English, and I'm always trying to pull the inspiration out of my students to write because they hate writing. So I'm always trying to pull the inspiration out of them. So my question to you is, you mentioned that you wrote this in 2.5 months and
Yeah.
it fell out of you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that was more like automatic writing where the story was being channeled through you and you were the conduit that brought it forth? Or was this story and world something you've been inwardly growing and cultivating for years?
No. Okay. So literally,
That's a
it
cool
was
question.
like, and
I can't turn it off. I can't turn it off.
that's
It's wordy.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
totally fine. Because they had asked me for 5 pitches, and it's like, okay, well, I've got like, whoa, all right. Like, think about having to come up with 5 unique fantasy ideas and 5 unique fantasy worlds. I'm like pacing the floor, listening to like Taylor Swift at 2 a.m. Right? Like, what am I gonna do here? And so the one I'd given for the dragons, I was shocked they chose. And then it kind of, because I was like, dragons, really? All right. I mean, I was game because I put it out there, but I was like, that's where we're right on. Let's roll. And it evolves. I'm character-based, so I start with my characters. And I started with the dragons. I started with the military unit. I was like, it's going to be a military unit. It's going to be here and here. And my editor was like, well, you've been writing new adult for 10 years already. What if you said it at a college instead? And I was like, dude, a war college. And then it evolved from there. And from there, I looked at it and I was like, okay, we have a war college. Okay, we've got 4 majors. And I know some people say it's like Divergent deep, but I'm like, no, it's just a college with 4 majors, guys. Like, no one's like, you can leave. I mean, the Writers Quadrant's the only one that's gonna, but it's a war college. And after that, it just goes and goes and goes, and my brain expands upon it. It is nothing that I thought about. I wrote the pitch, gosh, I thought about it overnight. I sent the pitches the next day. And then when Fourth Wing was picked as the pitch, I had that call where it was like, okay, set at a war college. I wrote an 8-page synopsis, and then I just wrote it. And I got up in the morning, and I'd almost quit writing a few months beforehand. I'd almost just quit. And I know, right? Sometimes I'm like, but I got up in the morning and I looked at my husband and I was like, I get to play with dragons today. And it was just, what's fun? Like the gauntlet wasn't even in the synopsis. Gauntlet just came to me and I was like, we will do the gauntlet. But no, it's nothing that I sat on for years. It just evolved as the characters needed things or as the world would need them.
That is awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. That's all right. Thanks. Hi.
Hi, I'm Heron, and I'm so nervous right now.
Don't be,
You're
really.
doing so well.
Yeah, you're awesome.
Crazy, like you're so famous, and I'm just like a regular person.
Dude,
Let me tell you though.
Dude, no. I'm telling you, when my sister arrived yesterday to get me to the airport, I was like typing the edits in the last page of Onyx Storm, and she looked at me like, I can't take this woman in public. Okay, like no, don't stress.
Yeah. So I have a question, and a friend texted me about a question she had, and my question was, what was the question?
You're doing great.
Okay,
Can you tell Rebecca Yaros is like the most down-to-earth person ever? She's so
Dude, it's been
genuinely
15 months. Okay, that's not a lot of time for your ego to grow.
Yeah.
Okay, like
So I was reading Iron Flame, and it was like Jack Barlow would like never die, like, and I was thinking about how if you watch The Vampire Diaries, how Matt Donovan also wouldn't die and stay as a human the whole way to like.
some dudes just won't go away.
I know, man.
Like they won't go away. We all
orders.
want them to
Restraining
leave, and they
orders.
just won't. Why?
So are you trying to correlate the two?
Yeah, like have you watched Vampire Diaries?
Yeah. Up to like I think up to like the last couple seasons. I think for the most part. I'm like an Arrow girl, but yeah, totally. I know, right? Oliver and Felicity for life. So yeah, I mean, I guess I remember Matt surviving a lot of things, but like I would say that like Jack's a smidge bit worse than Matt, you know? Poor Matt's just struggling out there trying to survive. Jack's just evil, man. Yeah. Spoiler alert.
And my friend had a question about Brennan and Naolin and how do they have a relationship? Did they have a relationship?
I don't know, maybe you should read. I think the easiest, I mean, logically, if you were going to push yourself, you know, to death, right? To save someone, you would have to feel a certain way, right? Without my publisher being like, stop it.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
You did a good job.
It actually physically pains me to do this, but that is all the time we have for questions. What were you gonna say?
Can we at least do there too? Because they just got up there and they're all excited.
Oh, the librarian. This is all right. Thank the Librarian of Congress. This is yes. That's the right reaction for the Librarian of Congress. This is Dr. Carla Hayden. She's incredible.
She's the coolest woman in the world, by the way.
Okay, they've already said that Rebecca, you are the Taylor Swift.
What?
Someone said that just now. And I just want to say, give it up one more time for Rebecca and Emily. You got one more question. And thank all of you for proving that reading is wonderful. It can take you places. So yes, one more question. Now, how are you going to choose which one?
She was waiting.
All right, let's do it.
I want to pursue creative writing when I'm older, and I think you do a really good job of combining like emotion and action in your fight scenes, and that's something I've always struggled with. So I want to know like how you do it and like what your process is while writing fight scenes?
Gosh, I suck at those.
Are you sure?
Oh, dude, yeah.
All
After
right.
writing 20 romance novels, you're like, we gotta fight now? Wait, what?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
I sit inside the character. Because I write in deep POV first person, I sit inside Violet's body. I'm inside Violet's body, while I'm sitting in my ergonomically correct chair.
Are you like throwing punches in your office?
I'm looking at it to how where is my hand? Where is that? And
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like, where are we in combat? Are we on the mat? Are we on the dragon? What's my stomach doing? Where are we in the air? Where's everyone in regards to the airspace? Where's the formation? Where are the other dragons? And it's sitting inside that character and thinking logically, what do you have time to feel and what don't you have time to feel? So are you in a position of fear or are you in a position of determination and just setting that emotion and then viscerally being inside their body? Make sense? Does that help?
Yes.
Good luck. I hope you
Oh, yeah, good
tackle
luck
it.
with your writing. You're going to be up here someday. You want to do one more?
We can. I'm good. I just don't want to
Do you want to
Am I
do the
getting in
last
trouble?
question? Is that too much pressure?
No, it's okay.
Okay, incredible.
Make it
I love
good.
this generation. Okay, go ahead.
So, I'm Elisa, and I also am like working on a novel and stuff. So I
Nice.
really do like writing, and I really admire like your writing style. It's just like amazing to me because it really gets me absorbed in the story, and it's just
you.
like really what's the word? Like I feel like I'm really in there, which I mean usually I feel, but like it just has me speeding through your books. Anyway, so my question is, out of all of like the 5 books in the Empyrean series, which is your favorite?
Ooh. Even
think
I
fourth-
know
I
that's
mean-
a question.
Fourth Wing's always going to hold like a spot in my heart because it fell out that quickly, and I got to shape the world and wasn't constrained by like leaving myself in Arisha, right? So like I wasn't under those constraints. I really do love Onyx. I think because I'm now so rooted in the world that now I'm like, and here's where it opens, and here's where that goes. So I really love Onyx, I think the most, one, because I love a morally gray man.
Okay.
And 2, because I'm at that point where I get to expand, and I get to actually know where I am, know where my feet are.